All right, welcome back, boys and girls. So today, I will be sharing with you this recent purchase at Guitar Center San Marcos. I went to San Diego, my hometown, really, of more than 25 years. And on the way back to Riverside, I always like to stop in and see what kind of gear, what's going on with the store, what's new, what's the new layout, what's hanging on the wall of shame, meaning the used gear, the used guitar, looking at the pricing, all these things. I factor in all these things as to what's going on in the current market of Guitar Center. So my favorite Guitar Center stores are, of course, San Marcos from my hometown, and also Guitar Center La Mesa, a phenomenal store, a very corporate store, probably the epicenter for guitar centers across the country. But here in Southern California, Guitar Center La Mesa is really, really nice. Second to me is Guitar Center San Marcos. And then, there's Guitar Center Murrieta, which is, and then the worst to me are the Guitar Center Moreno Valley. But anyway, pushing that aside, I was there on my way back to Riverside, so I stopped in and I kind of gravitated towards this. So this is a Sterling Cutlass CT50. And based on the price, because I don't really like to spend more than 300 and something dollars for a used guitar, especially if there's some particular quality to them. And I kind of eyeballed this one. It just kind of, I don't know, maybe it was the cream color and the pick guard, and there was just something about it. I really liked it. The rosewood looked really nice. I pulled it off the shelf. I was really inspecting it. It had a really nice roasted maple neck, locking tuners. I said, okay. Now, I usually wouldn't in the past have purchased a Sterling. Um, they were just never really good guitars for me. I just thought that the hardware or the electronics was just really crappy. I think I would have rather have purchased a used Fender Squire for some reason, just based on tonal qualities. But anyway, so there I was, and I sat down with this particular guitar, and I would say that I just started enjoying it. It sounded really good. It played really well, and I was like, wow, okay, what's going on here? First thing I noticed was there was no fret spurs, and that the rosewood was a really nice, solid piece. The action was really good. I mean, there was something I knew I could do with it a little bit better. And so, the first thing I do at most guitar centers is I'll go over to the areas where they're selling some finger ease, because most guitars are very parched when you're in the store. So I'll buy the can, but I'll pick it up, I'll spray it, kind of lubricate the neck a little bit and the strings, kind of get that chalkiness and build up on my fingers because I'm just trying out maybe one or two guitars. But anyway, so I started playing this and I was like, oh, okay, wow, this sounds pretty interesting, really, really, really nice. Let me turn these blinds away. Hold on. Yeah, sometimes it just gets a little too glary in this room. Yeah, and I just was like, okay, well, let me check this thing out. So I was just kind of jamming on it, and I was really liking it. And so I looked at the price tag. I said, okay, 300 bucks and some change. I'm gonna buy it. So I did, and I brought it home, and yeah, there was just some things that were a little bit surprising to me. One of the first things was the saddles. I thought, okay, I'll go home. I have some better saddles. I'm gonna change out the saddles, but these saddles actually are very reminiscent of the Fender vintage style rolled saddles, but these have a little groove in the middle of the saddle. I don't know if the camera will ever pick that up. But it would be nice if Fender did the same thing. I mean, come on, Fender, what's it really take? But I think that's awesome. You know, roll saddles just have a really smooth surface, but these have a little groove. So the string sits right in the middle. There's nothing harsh about it. It's a very smooth middle groove there, and I think that's just awesome. Another thing that was proprietarily different was the block in the back. Is a middle-sized or medium-sized block. It's not a full-size block. It's probably a little bit smaller, but it's definitely a hell of a lot bigger than your Fender Squire of any type. The rear cavity is about 3/4 of an inch longer. They're using longer springs. Um, for what reasons, I don't know. I don't know the design of why that would be, but anyway, it doesn't matter. But there was a lot of spring noise that was being transferred through the block. So you know, normally I'll put some sort of deadening foam underneath the spring, something simple to quiet the springs so that they're not ringing through. Redid the intonation. There was still some plastic here on the rear neck plate, but no scratches, no crazy dings. And you know, and then I went to the website and I checked it out. I had some in my bag of miscellaneous parts. I had some cream colored knobs and a tip. So I took off the white ones and added those as an added bonus. And then I kind of looked at the website and was kind of wondering what these pickups, were they Elenco 5s, what was going to be the description. And basically all it says on the website is that they're proprietary pickups, meaning they're a special wound. And when I was playing the guitar, I was like, okay, they actually sound pretty damn good. I was very surprised with the middle pickup being a little bit more colorful or colorful, more colorful than your standard Fender Squire. Just it was brighter. It just had more color to it, you know, and I think it adds for positions 4 and 2. It kind of brings out more of those tones. And the humbucker sounded great, and the neck pickup sounded really good. So all in all, the 5-way selector was really balanced. I didn't find anything that would have turned me off. So, yeah, you know, this is a poplar body. With a roasted maple neck, really nice grains in the back, guys. A really nice piece of roasted maple, nothing funky going on there. This is a 12-inch radius. I think this is the perfect radius for me. It's a really, really nice radius. I feel really comfortable with a 12-inch radius. It's not a compound, it's just a really nice 12-inch radius. Great piece of rosewood on the neck. I mean, it's really, really nice. Now, I'm not sure that every Cutlass Sterling Ct-50 is of this nature, but this particular one was, for me anyway, something that I definitely walked out of the store with. So let's listen to a little bit of that. What else can I tell you about it? Well, what's interesting also about the pickups, because pickups play a big factor when you're buying a, you know, not just a used guitar, but money that you're investing in, is what is the quality of the pickups? Because a lot of the times the pickups are usually the number one things that most guys will change out. If not the saddles, small little mods, changing out the pick guard, changing out the pickups, maybe adding new saddles, you know, or changing the knobs and stuff like that. Usually the body and the neck don't really go through a lot. But so yeah, these pickups are bright, which I like. So the tone knob actually is very, very useful, because you can really tone down the brightness of the middle pickup, and they're really useful pickups. Rather than them being really low and dull, they're bright but not crazy bright. I think the pickups that are really crazy bright that I don't like are the ones on the PRS guitars. They're just too bright for me, and I don't like the very shriveling kind of tremolo. I've never really liked the PRS pickups, unless you're spending the big bucks, $800 or more. I just never really liked them, and I have owned a few of them, so that's credible advice. So let's listen to. I'm going to start in the middle position actually. That is a really nice middle pickup. I mean, really very usable. Yeah, very, very awesome. I like it. All right, position 4. Really nice and balanced. The intonation on this guitar, I mean, is almost perfect. Maybe it's perfect in so many other ways. I mean, I did minor adjustments to the intonation, but it's absolutely amazing. Moving on to the neck position. Too crazy on the bottom end. It's a really balanced neck pickup. nice. Let's go to position 2. It's got a little bit of that Fender quack, but a very nice position 2 pickup sound. So really nice balanced tones. That's pretty surprising. I'll be honest, I'm very surprised of the quality of this Ct-50. Maybe some of you out there may be interested in this and looking at some of the ones that are at Guitar Center. I'm sure the grains are probably not going to be identical. The tuners are really well designed. They're not slipping. They're holding the tune. I've been beating this thing up and it's been holding a great tune. I've strung it with 9-gauge strings. And so let's listen to the bridge pickup, which is nice and bright. I'm going to bring down the tone just a little bit. Tonal differences between the bridge and number 2. Another interesting thing is when you bring down the tone, it doesn't get muddy in the bridge pickup, where a lot of the times you lose some of the highs or something's going on where it just gets a little darker. But this doesn't do that in this bridge pickup, Because I'm at maybe number 7 down. Let me go to 10. Number 6. So yeah, very enjoyable. All right, so again, I'm playing through. This is simple recording, guys. I'm just using my cell phone, laying it down, laying it against something here on my desk. I'm recording with my earbuds on the floor. They're sitting on anything that will bring it close to the speaker. Using my Yamaha THR10X. I'm on a clean channel in stereo, running a little reverb some very mild delay, and then I run that out to my Beringer Ultra Metal, which I don't have it all the way cranked up full gain. It's at a medium gain, and then I have the level so that there's a good balance between clean and dirty, so there's a constant switch. And then also my Crybaby. So Crybaby, Beringer Ultra Metal into my Yamaha. So starting in the bridge, let's listen to the bridge pickup on the Sterling Ct-50. Nice, crunchy, it's very tight. It's not a crazy output. It's more middle, passive, mid-rangey. It's got great harmonics on this neck. You know, it's not crazy muddy. The pickups are actually really, really good. You'll never need to change anything about this guitar if you find something in the same, you know, with nobody messing around with it. These are really good pickups for that money. I mean, this is a $300 plus guitar, you know, and it's nothing you'll ever want to mess around with, but you get some really decent things happening here. Especially with the saddles, it's nice to have that little groove to keep these strings from moving around when you're doing a lot of bending or playing lead guitar. The bridge pickup is really tight and solid for, you know, metal, rock, or whatever you want to do. And of course, most of us guitar players like to go between the bridge and the neck. Dropping the volume down on that neck. Alright guys, so this is about a half-hour long video, but I think it was kind of necessary so you can get a good idea of how this particular Sterling Ct-50 Cutlass is a great performing guitar. I mean, this will keep you, I mean, I think this is an awesome guitar actually, really, for the money. I mean, it's very versatile. It's got great pickups, nothing you need to do. It's got a nice body style. It's got a nice, decent big block, but you know, it's not as big as your normal big blocks, but it's there. You know, 2-point trim system. You know, if you're a trim guy, great saddles. I mean, I think, you know, these sell for like $549 brand new. But there's, I think, a big difference between which models there are out there and what you end up with. I think I ended up here with a really good one. I don't see any problems with this guitar, and I'm holding on to this one. There's no reason for me to sell it. It's a great playing guitar. I love the 12-inch fret radius. You're going to like it too. I hope if you find one of these, it really is an exact tone replica of what I'm feeling and experience with this Sterling. I'm very surprised with the quality of this particular one, and I really like the colors. It's just, you know, man, I'm just was kind of like, okay, all right, awesome. So thanks for joining me, and if you happen to see one of these, pick one up. I think you might enjoy it. You know, and whatever you play through, like my distortion isn't crazy high gain, but this thing's going to be able to do anything you need it to do. Clean, dirty, rock, blues, jazz, whatever. I think it's all there in this package. And I think it has really good hardware, simple volume, tone knob, 5-way selector. Very nice. And I did very little. I just made sure that the intonation was right, hydrated the neck, polished the frets, and it's a winner chicken dinner. Check it out. Thanks for joining me, and have a blessed day, guys. Thank you.